Hello everyone, this is Mr. E2099, and today I would like to try something new on my channel. I want to start doing manga reviews and recommendations. I know I normally talk about comic books, but I'm also a big manga fan, and this is me trying to branch out into something new, try different types of content. So here we go. The first manga I would like to recommend is called The Rising of the Shield Hero. It's a really good book. It started out as a web novel, and then it became a light novel. Now it's a manga, and an anime was announced, but we don't really have any information about when it's coming out or who's going to be in it. But I'm a really big fan of the manga. I haven't read the lighter web novels because I prefer things in a more visual medium, but the manga is really good. So it starts out with the main character called Iwatani Naofumi, and he's a college student, finds a book, gets transported into this fantasy world where he's chosen to be one of the four heroes that save the world from waves of monsters. He's chosen to be the shield hero. And the problem with that is that the shield hero, while it has really high defense, it has virtually no attacking power. And the restrictions on the legendary shield that he has prevents him from equipping another weapon to attack with. All he's allowed to do is use this shield. So, you know, because he's the weakest, initially nobody wants to partner with him, except for this one girl, who turns out to be the princess of this castle. Now, she takes him around, they buy some equipment, and they spend a day making preparations before they start their journey. But when Naofumi wakes up the next morning, all of his equipment and money is gone. So he heads back to the castle to figure out what's going on. And it turns out that the only reason the princess partnered with him is so that she could steal his money and equipment. And it turns out that she was lying about him. She accused him of a horrible crime that he did not commit. So now nobody trusts him, nobody wants to work with him, and he has no money or equipment. And somehow he has to make himself stronger because he still has to save the world. And he just grows to hate and distrust everyone around him because he feels that even though he didn't do anything, he was still betrayed, so he feels like he can't trust anyone. Eventually, he has to buy a slave, which is the animal girl that's featured in the picture, because he needs someone who can do the fighting for him. He buys her as a slave, but he doesn't really treat her like a slave. He takes care of her, he cures her illness, and starts essentially raising her like a daughter, and he helps her overcome her fears, and she becomes stronger for it. And they make a really great team. You know, I'm not going to give the whole story away because it's definitely something that you guys should check out yourself. But it's a very interesting take on a guy who comes to this world to save people, to be a hero, and people immediately turning on him and just trying to stab him in the back at every turn, even though he's the guy that they need in order to save the world. It's a subversive take on the classic trope of, a hero from another world coming into a fantasy realm to save it. And it's really great writing and characterization. The artwork is something I also really love. It's got a great plot. Just This is one of my top favorite manga to read right now. And while the picture I'm showing right here is in Japanese, the book is available in English from a company called One Piece Books. I will leave a link to that in the description. You know, please support the official release. We need a great manga like this translated and brought to the United States. But yeah, the Rising of the Shield Hero is definitely something that is worth your time if you like fantasy and adventure. Alright, everybody, this has been Mr. E2099. Hopefully, you enjoyed my first manga recommendation and are willing to check it out. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later.